Assalamu alaikum. I am Miss Hamida Aziz, Professor in English, Islamia Girls College, Quetta. Dear students, I am going to teach you Unit 1, The Selfish Giant, written by Oscar Wilde, from English Compulsory Book 1, Unit 1. First of all, I summarize the lesson. There is a main character of the selfish giant. It was a lovely garden with soft grass and beautiful flowers. It had 12 peach trees. Those flourish with pink and pearl flowers in spring season, turn into rich fruits in the autumn. The children listened to the songs of various birds. Their enjoyment had ended with the arrival of the giant, who was away from last 7 years to a friend's house, Ogre. He was angry when he saw children were playing in his garden. He started shouting and built a high wall around it. It was He put a notice board that trespassing from his property is prohibited. It means do not enter into the garden without permission. The decision took children, as they did not have a place to play, because if they play on the road, there was a lot of dust and stones. They were very sad and depressed. As the time passed by, spring season came and flowers blossomed everywhere and little birds were chirping all around. But spring did not arrive. The selfish giant's garden, there were barren winters only. Trees and flowers were not blossoming. No birds were singing. The snow and the frost were happy. The snow covered up the grass and trees. The north wind was invited to stay by them. They planned to invite hail. He fell on the roof of the castle. He was dressed in grey. He took cold breath. The giant was waiting anxiously and was hopeful. One morning the giant heard the melodious song of a bird. The giant thought it must be the king's musicians passing by. Giant rejoiced as he was sure that the spring has arrived. He looked out and found the children were back. Every tree was blossoming as a child was sitting on its branches. The birds were flying, flowers were laughing, except for a place where a small boy could not climb up the tree. The poor tree wanted the boy, as frost, snow, and north wind were blowing on that. The giant realized his mistake and decided to break the wall. He went downstairs and opened the front door, but the children were frightened to see him. The small boy could not run away. The giant lifted the boy. The giant lifted the boy and put up him to a branch of the tree. The tree blossomed at once. The giant's behavior was changed, and he allowed the other children to enter the spring excitement. Giant took an axe and knocked down the wall. People were surprised to see him. The children were playing with the giant. He was very happy and rushed towards him. On seeing his hands, he grew angry. But the child replied that those were wounds of love. The giant, shocked, to hear such an answer. In the end, when children came to play in the afternoon, they found the giant lying dead, covered with white. Let's do the exercise. Exercise number 1, reading and thinking skills. Number 1, answer the following questions. Question number 1, where did the story take place? Answer, the story took place in the garden of the giant. Question number 2, why could not children play on the road? Answer, the poor children could not play on the road because the road was very dusty and full of hard stones. Question number 3, why did the giant chase the children away from his garden? Answer, the selfish giant chased the children away from his garden because he thought that the lovely garden belonged to him only. Question number 4, do you think the giant was very selfish? If yes, why? Answer, I think that the giant was really selfish because he did not care for the feelings of the children who were so pure and innocent. Question number 5, what happened to the garden after the children left? Answer, when children left the garden of the selfish giant, spring never came into the garden. There was only winter, snow, and frost all around. Question number 6, when did the spring return to the garden? When the children came back into the garden through a small hole in the wall. The spring also came back in its full swing. Question number 7, why did the beautiful flowers slip back into the ground? Answer, when the beautiful flowers saw the notice board for the children that they were not allowed to go into the garden, the beautiful flower slipped back into. Question number 8, why was one tree covered with frost and snow? Answer, a little boy was unable to climb that tree, so it was covered with frost and snow. It wanted to help the boy to climb up on it. Question number 9, why could not the small boy reach up to the branches of the tree? Answer, he was so small that he could not reach the branch. Question number 10, how did the giant learn to love children? Answer, the forces of nature taught a lesson to the selfish giant to love the children. In the end, the giant was really sorry for what he had done in the past. Second exercise, choose the correct answer. There are the 4 options, but I will give you only the correct one. I read the first statement. Cornish ogre was. The correct one is D, a friend of the giant. Number 2, the writer of the story is A, Oscar Wilde. Third, after many years, the giant was unable to play with the children because he, B is correct, B was feeble and weak. Number 4, in the garden of the selfish giant, it was A, still winter. Number 5, the autumn gave golden fruit to every garden, but to the giant's garden, C, she gave none. 6, One morning, the giant was lying awake in bed when he, B is correct, heard some lovely music. Next, 7. Through a little hole in the wall, the children had crept in, and they were, D, sitting in the branches of the trees. Number 8. When the children saw the giant, they were so frightened that they all ran away, and A is correct. The garden became winter again. Number 9. It is your garden now, little children, said the giant, and he took a great axe. D is correct, and knocked down the wall. Last, 10. When the children ran in that afternoon, they found C, the giant lying dead. Third exercise, tick the sentences as true or false. Number 1, giant was selfish only in the beginning. True. Number 2, he had been to visit his friend, the Cornish ogre, and had stayed with him for 8 years. False. Third, the giant loved the little girl the most. False. Number 4, the giant admitted that the children are the most beautiful flowers of all. True. Number 5, after coming from school, the children used to go and play in the ground. Yes, true. Number 6, who hath dared to wound thee? Cried the boy. False. Number 7, every afternoon when school was over, the teachers came and played with the giant. False. Number 8, years went over and the giant grew very old and feeble. True. Number 9, the giant took a great axe and knocked down the wall. True. Number 10, downstairs ran the giant in great joy and out into the garden. True. In the end, I am hopeful to understand the summary and also 3 exercises